With what?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
How did we get to America? On ships, right? So did everybody on the earth go into slavery on ships? Who went into slavery on ships, brother? That's right.
Crazy.
For yourself, know perfectly that the day of the Lord is coming as a thief in the night. What? As a thief in the night.
Thief in the night.
Right.
The Lord is gonna come as a thief in the night, man. Nobody knows when the Lord is gonna come back, man. Right. Nobody knows.
This the book of wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7 and verse 24. For wisdom is more moving than any motion.
What?
For wisdom is more moving than any motion.
Right? The wisdom of the Lord, man, right? And the wisdom of life is more moving than any emotion, man, right? And that's what the Lord has given us to speak to our people, man, right? And that thing is gonna move you more than anything, man, right? It's gonna move you more than damn weed, right? It's gonna move you more than that damn Hennessy bottle, right? It's gonna sit there and move you more than damn Keisha, Letitia, right? And all these damn heathenistic women, man. Right.
Oh, you're going crazy.
What you want? What's up?
I just want to understand what are you...
Oh, okay. You just trying to understand what we're talking about. What's your name? If you don't mind me asking. You said what?
Benedict.
Benedict? Where you from?
Germany.
I was about to say, you sound like you got a... So you say you're from Germany?
Yeah, I just recently moved to the United States. Like last summer.
Oh, okay. How you like it?
Really good.
You do?
Yeah.
You like it? Okay. You an American fan?
What was that?
You an American fan? Or not really?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know yet.
You don't know yet? I wouldn't be if I was you. I don't like America.
No,
No, I don't like America. Do brothers like America? Yeah, we don't hate it. We not too fond of America. Right? But I mean, if you like America, that's cool. That's cool. Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. You know, if you like America, that's cool. You know, we run into a lot of people who like America. Right? But so you just said you want to try and figure out what we're doing while we out here. Okay, so right, we are the Israelites.
That's right.
Right? We are the Israelites. We are the direct descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and our mighty forefather Jacob. You understand?
Israel.
Which make up the 12 tribes of Israel.
Sure.
Right? And with that being said, this is what we come out here to teach. Right? Not to our people, but to the other nations. This is what we teach to the other nations. You understand? Go to the book of Revelation chapter 13 and 9. Behold that. Right? Go to the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 1 and verse 6. 2 Thessalonians 1 and 6.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Done.
Yeah, bring it up.
It's the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 1 and verse 6.
Hey brothers, y'all got 1 minute for one scripture?
No, bro, you already can't fly. We good, thank you.
Y'all good? Yeah. What's your nationality? You said what? Bring this up.
And it reads, sing, it is a righteous thing.
Do you believe in the Bible?
I had to read the Bible and I grew up Catholic.
Oh, you grew up Catholic in Germany? So you're not too really fond of it, really?
Well, I like the Bible, but I don't like the church.
Oh, so you like the Bible, not the church. Yeah. Okay, I can see that. Right, me too. I love the Bible. I don't like the church though.
At all?
That's right.
Yeah, do we like the church?
No!
At all.
We don't like the church. So we on the same page, right? We on the same page, right? And so I'm assuming you believe in God, right?
I believe that there's something
There's
greater.
a power.
There's a power.
Okay, right? So let's read this, right? You believe in karma?
Yeah.
Okay, so we gonna read about a little karma, okay? Finish up.
Sing, it is a righteous thing with God to recompense tribulation.
To do what?
To recompense tribulation.
Right?
To them that trouble you.
Right, so the Lord said, the power said that it is a righteous thing to recompense tribulation unto them that trouble you. You understand? Because karma is a real thing.
Right.
You understand? Whether you call it karma, whether you call it go to the book of Galatians chapter 6.
Yep, I'm already getting it.
You already there?
Yeah.
Galatians 6 and 8.
Galatians, the epistle chapter 6 and verse 8.
Bring it out.
For he that soweth to his flesh.
Or so I can start at 7.
God. Be not deceived.
Right.
God is not mocked.
Y'all got minutes here. One scripture.
God is not mocked.
Right.
For whatsoever a man soweth,
whatever a man puts forth throughout the earth, read,
that shall he also reap.
He shall get that back in return. That's called karma.
That's right.
Right? Whether you want to call it karma, whether you call it you reap what you sowed, whether you call it good energy, bad energy, it's all the same thing at the end of the day.
But it's like essentially like universal.
So what's your nationality? Puerto Rican. You believe in the Bible?
I mean, you know, I don't. I wouldn't say I don't not believe in it, but I don't know. At the end of the day, I don't know who wrote all the words. You know, as if we had the Ice Age and stuff that got taken away as what they say, you know, it's just what we've been taught. So I would say,
I
would just say, like, as far as like if anything, to say who wrote it and the different beliefs, right? You know, how everybody has different religions and who they believe in. I just believe that if you believe in something, no matter who it is, the color, you know, what. You know, because if we stood in the sun all day, all of us would be the same color. You know, I'm just saying, no. I mean, and if you live in Israel and stuff like that, I mean, outside all the time, the heat. I mean, we all get the tan.
I mean, so what's the difference with them people that live in Florida with the white people that live in Florida and California?
We can't stay outside all the time too, though. You know, because also
that's a lot of sunlight, though, ain't it?
Yeah, it is, but I mean,
the same color, ain't it?
But we was in a different time, though, too.
What's the difference?
Well, because like,
and I'm just asking.
No, I'm saying because we was more outside. I think they were more outside at that time.
The white people, they go to the beaches. They, you know, they be outside, they garden, all type of stuff.
Yeah.
But I can see what you're saying. But that's besides the point. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
like, but I want to focus more what you said. You correct me if I'm wrong too. But you were saying like you don't really know who Salaki King. You don't really know who wrote it. That's more like your thing. With why, not that you don't necessarily believe in it, it's just you got certain problems with it when it comes to
the true belief to be like this is real, and this is what we should follow. But like Proverbs,
go to the book of I'm listening to you.
Proverbs is probably the most. I would probably say Proverbs is the most. It hits the most for me, just because everything on there.
Wisdom and knowledge.
It also lets you know how wrong we're actually living.
Right.
Everything in there, I'm basically breaking all the rules I have.
Right.
There's nothing in there that does not fit towards me.
Right.
So,
I understand.
You know, so I do believe it's crazy how a book is written like this, and it still continues on to this day from how far it was written or whatever. Right. You know that. But to say when it was written and you know who put it out there, like how we saved just this one book, you know, compared to everything else that we had. So this has been a long lasting something that we've had for centuries.
Right.
You know?
So real quick, I'm glad that's good. It's a lot of people that think like that, and I say this all the time. I don't blame people for having those type of thoughts about the book because these are questions that the Christianity church won't answer.
Right.
So, that's why I love when people ask questions like that, because we can rightly go through it and prove these different things. So real quick, go first, before we get those, go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 21 and verse 1 first. Then go to the book of, I want you to get Isaiah chapter 28 and 11. And so like I need a couple more readings. Can you give me Isaiah chapter 8 and verse 1, and I want you to go to the book of Jeremiah chapter 36 and verse 4, right? Brent, who got Proverbs?
It's the book of Proverbs. Chapter 21 and verse 1 to read.
Bring it out.
You believe the Bible. We understand your position on the Bible, but you believe in the power, though, right?
I do.
Okay, for sure. So listen, and I ain't gonna keep you all day either. I see you, man. Right? Bring this up.
The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord.
Turneth it whithersoever he will, meaning he does what he wants with man. You understand? He's the power. He's in control of all things, whether man wants to believe it or not. He controls everything. right? He controls our thoughts, daily thinking. All these things is done by the power at the end of the day. So with that being said, the reason I brought that out is because it said the king's heart is in the hands of the Lord. Meaning the Lord can be the reason, the power, whatever you may believe in, can be the reason why something like this Bible has been preserved throughout generation to generation.
Right.
Throughout generation. You understand? Because he can do what he wants at the end of the day. Right? So, bring this up.
Which one?
What you got?
28, 8.
Yep. 28 and 11.
This is the mighty prophet Isaiah, chapter 28, verse 11.
Bring it out!
For with stammering lips and another tongue.
And another tongue, because obviously the original book was written in Hebrew and Greek. You understand? But it said with stammering lips. This was a prophecy that Isaiah wrote about. He said, but with stammering lips and another tongue, read.
Will he speak to this people?
It said, will he speak to this people? Meaning what? It was always known that it would get translated into other languages. Why? Because guess what? Can you speak Hebrew, brother? Right. So if it continuously stayed in the Hebrew language, or can you speak Greek? So if it continuously stayed in that language, it would be to a lot of people unprofitable.
Right.
Right? Because they wouldn't be able to grasp it. How can you grasp something that you can't understand? You understand? Read on. That's it on that, right? Right. Bring this out. Somebody give me Isaiah 8.
Isaiah chapter 8 and verse 1.
Bring it out.
Moreover, the Lord said unto me, take thee a great roll.
Take thee a great roll. A roll during this time, you know the roll is just a scroll. It's another word for a scroll. It says, take thee a great roll, read.
And write in it with a man's pen.
Write in it with a man's pen, read.
Concerning Mahashalahazah.
Right, which is just going into, which is just a Hebrew word going into swift is the booty, and which is just treasure, because this is Isaiah prophesying about how the Assyrians will come and destroy us, Samaria. Right, but that's all it's saying. But the point is, he wrote these things in a what? In a book. Right, go back to 1 Samuel 10 and 25. Bring this up.
It's the book of Saint, right?
I want Jeremiah.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 36 and verse 4.
Bring it on!
Then Jeremiah called Baruch, the son of Neriah.
Right.
And Baruch wrote from the mouth of Jeremiah all the words of the Lord.
See that? It said then Baruch, because we had scribes back then that kept records. Right? You read about that in the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 2 and verse 1. Right? Give me that in 2 Maccabees, Joe. Give me 2 Maccabees, chapter 2 and verse 1. Right? Read that one more time, King.
Then book of Jeremiah, chapter 36, verse 4.
Then
Jeremiah called Baruch, the son of Neriah.
Right, now Baruch, right? We can go to the book of Baruch, chapter 1 and verse 1. This is what your pastor can't do, which is go through and break down these different things and who these people are. Baruch was in slavery, just like how we was, just like how your people was, right? Which we the same people, but he was in slavery too, right? Watch this.
Baruch, chapter 1 and verse 1, and it reads,
Bring it on!
Indeed are the words of the book which Baruch, the son of Neriah, the son of Haias, the son of Sadias, the son of Azadias, the son of Kalus, wrote in Babylon.
Wrote in where?
Wrote in Babylon.
Now Baruch's not from Babylon, he's from Jerusalem. Right, we actually reading about Baruch right now in the book of Jeremiah, because he was Jeremiah's scribe, and they in the land of Jerusalem when he's writing this. But in this text right here, that's written by Baruch, he's in the land of Babylon. Why? Read.
In the 5th year, and in the 7th day of the month, what time as the Chaldeans took Jerusalem.
It said at which time which the Chaldeans took Jerusalem. Read.
And burned it with fire.
Right? They besieged Jerusalem. They besieged their land. And what they do, they brought them into slavery and captivity. Right? Watch this. Just watch the parallel. Read.
The book of the prophet Ezekiel 1 and 1. Now it came to pass in the 13th year, in the 4th month, in the 5th day of the month,
right, as
I was among the captives.
As I was among the what?
Among the captives.
As I was among the captives, read.
By the river of Tabor.
Which is in Babylon. Now, that's just two. We can go through more of specific men, but why are these men writing these scriptures in slavery? Because these are so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans writing about what they went through while they was in these different captivities.
That's right.
Right.
What's the story of Moses? What was he doing? In captivity. He told Moses, let my people go. right? They left out of captivity. What was Jeremiah doing? He was prophesying about the destruction of Jerusalem and many other things and prophecies that pretty much came to pass for the most part, with a few others that we still waiting to come to pass, right? But eventually, what happened to Jeremiah? They went into captivity. You understand? Baruch eventually went into captivity, right? Ezekiel went into captivity, right? Ezekiel went into captivity in 597 BC. You understand? Right? Same thing with Baruch. Right? Baruch went into captivity. Well, really, Baruch went in the captivity 586. Right? And then Ezekiel went in 597. That was the second time that Jerusalem had got besieged. Jerusalem got besieged 3 different times. The first time was when Daniel got taken away. Right? You heard about the prophet Daniel. He got taken away. Then you had 597. Ezekiel got taken away. Then you had 586 when it was completely destroyed, and Baruch got taken away. So these are historical events that have been documented throughout history. That's right. You understand? Along with, go to the book of 1 Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 1. Right? I know you're still right there. Bring that out real quick.
Book of 2 Maccabees chapter 2 and verse 1.
Bring it out!
It is also found in the records that Jeremiah the prophet commanded them.
Salaki, read that again from the top.
It is also found in the records.
It said it is also found in the records. Because what a lot of people mistake is they think this Bible is a religious book.
Right.
They think that it's supposed to be used for religion and all this other different stuff that applied to every. No, the Bible is literally records about a specific group of people, which are the Israelites, and the things that they went through the major 6 captivities that's written about in the book, in the Bible. From the Egyptian captivity, the Assyrian captivity, the Babylonian captivity, the Persian and Mede captivity, right? From the Persian and Mede captivity, you had the Greek captivity, then you had the Rome captivity, which is what you read about in the New Testament. All captivities which have been documented, and there's still sources and artifacts on the earth today to back these things up. Because they're records, not, oh, one man wrote all these different words and all this different stuff. No, these are our forefathers writing about what's going on, right? Same thing like how we going through turmoil and different things in this captivity that we in today. And what do you have? You have people that's documenting these things. The difference now is just video. You understand? And people talking about these different things, right? Now bring this out in the book of 2 Timothy, or
the book is right.
Or Salakia. One more. I want to bring this out.
The book in 1 Samuel, the mighty prophet, chapter 10 and verse 25.
Then we're gonna get down to I know you gotta do it.
Then Samuel told the people the manner of the kingdom.
Well, we've been reading this all day today. It said, then Samuel told the people, told them the manner of the kingdom. Read.
And wrote it in a book.
And did what?
And wrote it in a book.
Our forefathers always kept records. Every nation on the earth always kept records. Right? The East Indian man got records. Right? The Chinese man got records. You understand? The Japanese man got records. The so-called white man got records. Everybody has records. But guess what? If you ask our people where our records at, they don't know. Why? Because it's right in front of their face, but it's being conceived and being pushed and propagated and put forth on the face of the earth as what? Their book.
Right.
So we can't see ourselves. Right? Go to Job 9 and 24. That's why a lot of our people resent the Bible, because they can't see themselves in it, not knowing that the ones that wrote the scriptures was us.
Exactly. Job 9 and 24.
Bring it on.
The earth is given
into the hands of the wicked.
Right? And it's a known fact who runs the world, right? Which is the so-called white man at this point in time. Right?
He covered the faces.
He covered the faces.
Covereth the faces. Read.
Of the judges thereof.
And who are our judges? You understood? You said what? Well, our judges aren't white, but when it's talking about the judges in this context of the book of Job 9 and 24, it's talking about who? Well, if you go on your phone and type in Jesus' disciples, what's going to pop up? Bunch of white people. Right? You know about iconoclasm? So iconoclasm, right, came after, or came during the time of the Renaissance era. Right? Which is when the so-called white man came back into power, which hence the name Renaissance, which means rebirth. What was rebirth? Them. So they went out and iconoclasm happened, which is them whitewashing all the images.
Right.
And look, even he agreed.
Yeah.
Right, because he know about it, right? They went through, whitewashed all the images. They would go to different parts of Africa and different parts of Latin America, and what they would do is they would shoot off, you understand, the noses. Why? Because I mean, it's well known that what type of noses our people got, and what type of people or what type of noses they have, right? How else would you be able to propagate and put out upon the face of the earth that white people was the ones that was in Egypt? How? The Egyptians, the real ancient Egyptians are Africans.
Right.
How all of a sudden they became white? You don't know.
You know,
but guess what? People believe it, don't they? Right. That's called iconoclasm, brother. That's a product of the Renaissance era. Come on, bro. Which is them being what? Rebirthed and coming back into power and whitewashing everything. Now Jesus is white, right? His disciples is white, even though in the scriptures it tell you plainly, right, that Jesus will be a so-called black man. Did you know that? You didn't know that? Right? Bring that up. Right? And go to the book of Revelation chapter 4 and verse 1.
Revelation.
Watch this.
Revelations chapter 1 and verse number 13.
Bring it on!
And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks,
right, the 7 spirits,
one unto like unto the Son of Man.
The Son of Man is the Most High God's Son.
Clothed with a garment down to the foot.
Right, because he had a garment down to the foot on, read.
And girt about the paps with a golden girdle.
Right, which is royal apparel, read. It's a golden girdle, read.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So in color, his hair was white. You understand? And in texture, his hair was woolly. What people on the earth have woolly hair? Our people. We have woolly hair. You understand? How in the world did he become, how in the world did his hair become brownish and stringy?
Dog hair.
Read.
Reading on. And as white as snow.
Right.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
His eyes were as a flame of fire because he had red eyes. Right? How now all of a sudden he got blue eyes? Read.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
If you take your shoes off, you don't have to. But when you go home and you relax, you might ask your woman, hey, can you take my shoes off and rub my feet? Your feet the same color as the rest of your body, right?
Yeah.
It said his feet was like unto what?
Fine brass.
What color is brass, brother?
That's like a bronze.
You can't make what is the meaning of this? Where did this come from?
Good question.
That's was put upon the face of the earth to deceive our brothers and our sisters, so that we didn't have anything to hope after except the so-called white man.
Madness.
So now what do our people do? If the white man say it, then that means it's true. If he say something, then I don't know nothing, so I gotta be what he say. But now you got young brothers and sisters in these last days, and ones that came before in the times of old, who doing these research. You understand? Who's educating themselves. But we don't have to do that with the so-called white man's education. What we got now? We got something that our people didn't have back in the old times, which is what? You got everything at the tip of your fingers.
Technology.
You understand? Right? Bring this up.
Let me finish this. As if he burned in a furnace.
Meaning, not only was he a brown man, but he was a dark man. He's a dark-skinned man. Right? You already there. Go to chapter 4 and verse 1.
Chapter 4 and verse 1. Oh man. After this I looked, and behold, a door was open in heaven. And the first voice which I heard was it whereof a trumpet talking with me. Which said, come up hither, and I will show thee things which must be hereafter.
Right, so this is John the Revelator, right? And he's seeing a vision, right? Read.
And immediately I was in the spirit.
Right.
And behold, a throne was set in heaven.
A throne was set in, so he's seen the throne of the Lord. Right, read.
And one sat on the throne.
Right.
And he that sat was looked upon like a jasper.
Like a what?
Like a jasper.
And what else?
And a sardine stone.
Now, do you know what color jasper and sardine stone is? Watch this. Right, real quick, just because I already got it pulled up. Right, for times like this.
I'm just editing it in there.
He said, oh shit. That's a Jasper and a Sardine. So if you mean to tell me, right? You mean to tell me, right? His son is a dark-skinned man, and then the Lord himself is a melanated man. Where did the church got to explain these things?
They got to explain.
But guess what? They can't without telling the truth. You understand? Why? Because, brother, the point is we are the ones that wrote the scriptures.
That's right!
The ones that wrote the scriptures because we are the people in the scriptures.
That's right!
The book is about us. It's not a religion. Right? And this is the scripture that I'm going to get to you. Then I'm going to give you one more, then I'm going to let you go. I ain't going to take up your time. I know she's been waiting for a while, right? Sirach chapter 24 and 23.
The book of Sirach chapter 24 and verse 23.
Watch this.
All these things are the book of the covenant.
Right, it said all these things are the book of the covenant. Right. From Genesis to Revelations. You understand? Read.
Of the Most High God.
Right.
Even the law.
Even the what?
Even the law.
It said even the law. Read.
Which Moses commanded for inheritance.
It said which Moses commanded for a heritage. Not a religion.
Right.
Right? Not, oh, you got 18 different religions surrounded by the Bible. No, it said which Moses commanded for a heritage. Read.
Unto the congregation of Jacob.
To the congregation of Jacob, which are the Israelites. You understand? So the point is, brother, the law is our heritage.
That's
right. A lot of people think the law is you should not kill, thou shalt not steal, do it, love your neighbor. There's more things in the law than that. People think it's only 10 commandments. No, it's over 600 commandments. Right? And all of them don't involve thou shalt not do this, thou shalt not do that. You understand? It's got apparel that we wore. You understand? How we carried ourselves, the food we ate. You understand? Days we celebrate. Brother, you think we were celebrating Thanksgiving, brother?
Yeah, I already know.
You think we were celebrating Christmas, brother? 4th of July? And then, what's the new holiday they came up with?
Juneteenth.
Yeah, Juneteenth. No, we were celebrating the holidays and the days that the Most High God gave to us as a people.
That's right.
You understand? And that's what we got to get back to in these last days. That's why we come out here to teach our people. We come out here to give them their heritage back. Yeah. Because, brother, this ain't to degrade you at all. But, brother, you don't know your heritage.
Of course.
Right? And that's what we want to get back to you, brother. You would be an Israelite from the tribe of Ephraim.
Right!
Nationality. You said you was Puerto Rican, right? You would be an Israelite from the tribe of Ephraim. That's your God-given nationality. You ever heard of Joshua?
In the book, yeah.
Right, in the Bible. Right. Guess what he was? A so-called Puerto Rican.
Right.
You come from the same lineage as Joseph.
Right.
Or, I mean, not Joseph, Joshua.
Mighty.
Right? And hey, it's some mighty, we ain't got to get them all, but it's some mighty accounts about Joshua in the Bible, man.
God.
Where he was hanging kings on trees, man.
Yeah.
He told what'd he say?
Foot on the neck.
He said foot on the neck, man. Yeah. Right?
God.
But the point is, brother, hey, the brother gave you a card. I would encourage you, deeply encourage you, brother, to seek after your history, your true history, and not the history that's told to you by your oppressors. You understand? Because the power didn't call you a Puerto Rican, brother. That's what your oppressor called you.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You understand? Yeah. We all got, and believe it or not, everybody on the face of the earth got a God-given nationality, brother. You understand? And it don't start with a port of riches, which is what Puerto Rico means. You're not a port of riches. Right? Did you know that's what Puerto Rico meant? Yeah, it literally means port of riches. Meaning what? They got wealthy off of y'all. Off your backs, man. Right? So we got to come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments in the last days as Israelites. Right? Brothers always get, you get them the Hispanic one.
Can you read it?
I was like, nah.
You can't read it? Ah. That was lucky.
Brother say he Hispanic. Brothers be. Brother, I'm a
I was like, man, I grew up in Chicago, bro. Like, it was hard for me to read a book. I'm about to ask Google right now, like, what's this mean?
Right. But yeah, so it's a YouTube channel at the bottom. If you scan it, it'll take you directly to the YouTube channel. It's an email account on there as well. If you ever got any questions or anything, feel free to hit the email up, man. Okay. You feel me? We always there. Or if you come down here, I don't know if you're from here or not, but you come down here, you got time, you want to answer, a question answered, you know, come down here or just send it to the email. But brother, the point why we out here is to show our people that they God's chosen people, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You understand? And that we got to start believing in our book. Because it's our book.
Right.
It's our history.
That's right.
You understand? Why you think in schools or anywhere that matter, you don't learn about your history until slavery?
Yeah.
Because the rest of it is in here.
Right.
But our people don't look at themselves in the scriptures. Because they don't get taught themselves in the scriptures. You understand?
What's your name? But my name is Juan.
Juan?
Yeah.
Okay, brother Juan.
But there's still people. But there's still people like me who still believe that we already know that. Obviously, blacks have ruled the land even before anything.
Oh yeah, most
definitely. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So no, I'm not saying you're in the dark about everything.
I'm just saying, in everything, and just in a light, a sense of form. I mean, if it wasn't really for blacks how it is right now, we wouldn't even be having the stuff that we have now.
Right. Oh, for sure. We created the stoplight, the AC unit, the car. We created the plane. We the ones that came up with the first idea of the light bulb, and then Thomas Edison went and stole it. So you're right, brother. You're right.
There's a lot of us that still know that the history has come from that, and it's like that's why there's still a lot of us that still like it's just a numbers game at this point.
Yeah.
Once I wouldn't say we had to overpower it, but I mean that's how blacks got taken out because the numbers, random, not slavery. I'm just saying no, either or they killed them or they just enslaved them.
So I want to ask you a question right before you leave. Right? Because a lot of people say that. A lot of people say they outsmarted us. They say the numbers was more, all type of different things. My question is, right? How does the greatest people, strong, physically gifted people, intellectually gifted people, right? And you can see and this is not just me speaking from a biased point. You can see it in everyday life. That's why they look at us for the music, trendsetting. You can turn on ESPN and you're gonna see blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans dominating every single sport. Whether that's baseball, whether that's basketball, football, no matter what, cricket, no matter what it is, track and field, it don't matter. It's the reason for those things, right? Because obviously we got certain people. But my point of saying that is, how does the greatest people on the face of the earth get conquered by a base people? How does that really happen? Is it really just numbers? Because if that was the case, we could have been got freedom
I would say
back.
it would be strategy.
Strategy.
I mean, they had to learn the concept of how people were moving. I mean, it's the same thing as like you play sports.
So
I mean,
saying
you could be the
smarter than
greatest
us?
player. No, it's just that they studied it so much, and then they attacked at the time where either they were at the weakest or they caught them off guard. I mean, because anybody can get caught off guard no matter how you look at it.
Right. There's times in the scriptures we got caught off guard, but we still won the battle.
That is true. But
I know what you're saying, though.
You still lose a lot of people, though. You know, as far as battle goes, it's like, you know, you lose many people, but at the end of the day,
go to Judges chapter 2 and 11. Last one. Okay, last one. Because I can't just let you leave off that note. But this is the reason why we got overtaken. Right? Then you can go, King. Then you can go. I promise you. Right? Judges chapter 2 and 11.
Judges chapter 2 and verse number 11.
Bring it on.
And the children of Israel did evil.
Did what?
Did evil in the sight of the Lord.
You got kids, if you don't mind me asking? Right? If your kids do something that you tell them not to do, it's going to be a consequence behind it, right? Read.
And served Baalim.
Right.
And they forsook the Lord God of their fathers.
Right. We forsook our father, read.
Which brought them out of the land of Egypt. And follow other gods.
Read.
Of the gods of the people.
Right, go right to the point in verse 14 for the brother.
And the anger of the Lord was hot.
It said the anger of the Lord was hot. That's how you know he like us, man. He even talk slang. Like he said, man, we be like, man, I was hot, man. Hey, right, but read on.
Was hot against Israel.
Read.
And he delivered them into the hands of the spoilers.
Oh, no, the other nations, they superior than us.
Into the hands of the spoilers.
The Most High God is the one that delivered them into or that delivered us into their hand. Read.
That spoiled them. And he sold them.
He did what?
And he sold them into the hands of their enemies round about.
See that? Meaning what? He said, since y'all don't want to serve me and do right by me, I'm going to make y'all serve y'all enemies. And I'm going to take y'all power away, which is me. You understand? When we don't got the Most High, brother, anybody can overtake the greatest people on the earth.
Right.
You understand? So yeah, it is. You can say strategy, yeah, for sure. But the reason that it worked is because we separated from our power at the end of the day. And that's what we got to get back to in these last days, Brother Quan. Brother Juan, I'm
right.
set.
All right, Brother Juan.
Right.
Be safe, King. Safe, King.
Right. Yeah. So, hey, these are things we gotta understand, man. Right? These are the things that we gotta understand. Now, yeah. And then can I ask you a question after you done?
Of course.
Okay.
It sounds very familiar to at least the little I know about the Rastafari.
Rastafari. Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I mean,
definitely also about like the tribes of Israel.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. There are similarities, but it's not quite the same. You know, we got differences as well. But you know, it's
at least the Bible. And
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. There's you know, there's certain similarities, but you know, we stand alone from those different things, right? But right, we back in Esau, right? So go back to that in Revelation.
Oh yeah.
Right. So you said you German, right? Okay. Right. Yeah. The Germans, yeah, you know those Germans, y'all got in them Israelis, man. Yeah, y'all got in them, man. Yeah. All praise to the Most High. All praise.
Did you want to go also to Galatians?
Huh?
Did you want to get Galatians again?
Oh yeah. Galatians 6 and 7.
Galatians 6 and 7.
Bring it out.
Oh, be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth,
right,
that shall he also reap.
Right, so karma, like we talked about earlier, right? Back to the main thing. So, right, you see this right here? What's your name again? Benedict. Right. So you see this right here, Benedict?
Yeah.
Right. Can I just call you Dick? Right. So you see this right here, right? Yeah. That happened to my people. You understand? Now the power that you believe in, right? The power that you know we believe in ultimately. You understand? He didn't forget about that.
Right.
No, he didn't forget about that. And nothing ever happened for that. Do you think karma came back on the nations that had us in slavery? Do you think karma ever hit them?
No.
Nah, it didn't.
Not yet.
Right, unfortunately. Right, hey, you're smart. You're smart man. Right? Smart man. Yeah. Right? It didn't happen yet. But this is the question I was gonna ask you. Right? What do you think that karma is gonna be when it does finally happen?
I think you can see that maybe slightly starting to happen by, I think that a lot of people that look like me and that are the oppressors, that I feel they lose some of their soul these days.
Should they lose some of their soul?
Yeah. That might be the karma.
Okay, what do you mean?
I mean, we're like, it feels like a bunch of robots, and there's no deeper spirit in a lot of people, especially white people, I would say.
Okay, you kind of heartless.
Yeah.
Right?
You had it earlier, the heart.
Right, yeah. Right? The kingdom is falling. Right? You got war on the rise. Yeah. Right? America's not what it used to be. It's not. Right? We're not living in the days where you put the apple pie in the window now and you just let the smell go out and you can leave your door unlocked and you go to and fro happy and you skip, and if a black man walked on the same side of the street, you looked him in the eye, he ran to the other. We ain't living in them times anymore. Now we on the corners, we bold, right? We wish a Edomite would. Right. You know. God. Many different things, right? We bold and we you know, we make our foreheads hard against theirs. Yeah. Right? We prophesy the downfall of America, so on and so forth. Right? The Lord has a recompense for the people that did this to our people, my people, you understand? Would you want to know what that recompense is? And not only would you want to know what it is, but would you want to know how you can make it better for yourself? You said sure? Okay. Go to the book of, well, you already, well, we already brought out Revelations. Go to the book of Jeremiah 30 and 16.
Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 16.
Bring it on.
Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured.
So I can start at, yep. So I can read that one more time.
Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured.
Right.
and all thine adversaries,
right?
Every one of them.
The Lord said every one of them. You understand? Now you would probably say, well, a lot of people didn't have to do with, you know, slavery and different things like that. You know, it was a certain amount of people, right? But go to the book of Job, right? Go to the book of Job, chapter 34 and 29, if I'm not mistaken.
Bring it out, bring it out.
It's the book of Job, 34 verse 29.
Bring it out.
We give it quietness.
Right.
Who then can make trouble?
Meaning if the Lord wants to have peace on the entire earth, if the power who's in control of everything wants to have peace on earth, nobody's going to be able to go against that. Right. If that's what he wants. Right? So when he give it quietness, who can make trouble? Nobody. Right? Because he's in control of everything at the end of the day. Read.
And when he had of his faith, who then can behold him?
Right.
Whether it be done against a nation or against a man only.
So the point is, the power can judge a man individually, which we understand that can happen, or he can judge an entire nation of people, which we've seen on display. You understand? Of him, you know, judging a nation of people or judging a specific person. So with that being said, let's go back to this in Jeremiah 30 and 16 from the top.
Jeremiah chapter 16, by chapter 30 verse 16. Therefore all they that devour thee.
Right, and every nation on the earth has devoured the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. They've all had every nation, right? The Germans, the Russians, right? The Italians, you understand? The Europeans, the Irishmen, the Polynesians, right? The Chinese man, the Arab man, the East Indian man, they've literally all had us in slavery and captivity.
And also like monasteries, like people from Germany, like monks would go like to Africa or like build monasteries and teach. Like
you said it's called what again? I'm gonna have to look that up. You said it's called monasteries?
Monasteries. I mean, they call them monasteries to teach the white version of the Bible. Right?
Damn. See that? He dropping some knowledge, man. So-called white man dropping some knowledge, man. Right? I'm gonna have to look. I like that. Right? I'm gonna have to look into more of that. Right? One more time. What they call monasteries?
Monasteries. Yeah, they were like from where I'm from in Germany. Like there's like a German Creole language, like in Papua New Guinea. From the monks that traveled there to teach.
Basically, brainwash the people.
Exactly.
See that? Right? Read on.
All they that devour thee shall be devoured.
Shall be what?
Shall be devoured.
Right? So the Lord said everybody that devoured us, they got to be devoured. And we just talked about how every nation has devoured us as a people. Read on.
And all thine adversaries, every one of them.
The Lord, the power said every one of them. Every one of them shall what?
Shall go into captivity.
Shall what?
Shall go into captivity.
He said every one of them shall go into captivity. You understand? Right? I'm going to get right with you, brother. Give me about 1 minute or less. Right? He said every one of them shall go into captivity. Right? So that's going to be the karma, for better lack of terms, right? That's going to come upon the other nations. They have to go into slavery. They have this. What happened to us is going to happen to them. You understand? Yeah. So that's what karma, the power, has in stake for the other nations. Now that we told you what that karma is going to be, we're going to tell you how we can, or how you can better that for yourself. Because you don't have to be like those other nations. You understand?
Yeah, it would be nice.
Yeah. You don't gotta be like them, right? You know you cool, you cordial, you know what I want. And while the Haran getting that, I want you to go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 45. So hold that. You got it? Right. Hold that real quick.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 45, and verse 19, and it reads thus.
Bring it on!
And it reads thus. And it reads, I Verse 14. Isaiah 45 and verse 14.
Bring it out.
Thus said the Lord, the labor of Egypt.
Right, the labor of Egypt, because they had us in slavery as well. Right, read.
And the merchandise of Ethiopia.
Right, they had us in slavery as well.
And of the Sabians.
Right, they had us in slavery as well. They just a different African nation, read.
Men of stature.
Right, it said men of stature, read.
Shall come over unto thee, and they shall be thine.
And they shall what?
And they shall be thine.
So the Lord is going to have us inherit the other nations as a possession. Just same way how we're possessed by the other nations now, presently, and throughout the course of time, where the tables are going to turn.
Read it out.
You understand? Read on.
They shall come after thee in chains.
In what?
In chains.
They shall come after us in chains. Right? Why are they going to be coming after us in chains? Because they're going to be our possession. Right? That slavery is going to start. But read on.
They shall come over, and they shall fall down unto thee.
They shall what?
They shall fall down unto thee.
Read.
They shall make supplication unto thee.
Right?
Saying, surely God is in thee.
They're going to say, surely God is in y'all. Surely God is in the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans who rule in the world during that time, when those tables turn. Read on.
And there is none else.
And there is none else. Right? Now bring this out. It's going to be a thing that happens on the earth. Right? And either the most High God and His Son is going to force the nations to do it, or they can do it willingly. You understand? It's just just how it goes. Because we was forced to bow down. We was forced to do this, pick cotton, or else we got what? We got whipped or we got killed. So the Lord didn't forget that. Remember, it's karma, right? But the Lord is merciful, right? Bring this up.
The mighty prophet Isaiah, chapter 49 and verse 23.
Bring it out!
And kings shall be thy nursing fathers, and their queens thy nursing mothers. They shall bow down to thee.
They shall what?
They shall bow down to thee.
The Lord is going to have them bow down unto the children of Israel. Read.
With their face toward the earth.
With their what?
With their face toward the earth.
So this is going to happen, right, when the Lord comes back regardless. You understand? That's going to happen. But we've had many other, so-called white men like yourself who have come humbly and have said, you know what, that is wrong. We shouldn't have did that. It's crazy how that happened. I feel like obviously they feel bad. I know I know you're not happy about what happened. I know you're not, but I'm just saying like they've come and spoken these things to us, and professed and showed their sincerity, and their sorrow for what happened to the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And in doing that, we did the same thing that we're doing with you now, which is we told them a way that they could help themselves, right? And the way that you could help yourself, right, is one more time, read that one more time.
Bring it out.
And kings shall be thy nursing fathers,
right,
and their queens thy nursing mothers.
Right.
They shall bow down to thee.
They shall what?
They shall bow down to thee.
Right.
With their face toward the earth.
So you could do a mighty act like we've had a lot of other so-called white men do in sincerity, and in truth, and in just a matter of just feeling sorry on the behalf of their people, but they like, look, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to be like them. I'm not like them. And to show that I'm not like them, I'm willing to fulfill prophecy that is going to happen either way it goes. You seem like a sincere, man, Benedict. You seem cool, you cordial. I can tell that you don't like what happened to, my people. I can tell that, So, me and my brothers, and it's up to the Most High. Ultimately, it's up to the power. You can have a lesser degree of what's to come if you was to bow down, right, unto the servants of the Lord, like how we had to bow down in times past, right, forcibly. You know, so I mean, if you, I don't know if you know, if how you get down, or you know how you do that, or what you do, or if you gotta stretch a little bit, you know, or kind of, you know, get your knees. I don't know, you know, what preparations you want to take, but you know, if you would be willing to smoothly bow down, you know, that would show a lot of sincerity and a lot of, you know, genuineness. Yeah, genuine, just genuine talk.
Remorse.
Right?
Right here.
Right here.
You said what? Oh, so, I'm sorry.
My head to the ground. Or
you said what?
Do I have to get my head to the ground?
I mean, yeah, because I mean, read it one more time.
It says, "They shall bow down to thee."
Right, so you gotta, you know, just bow down, read.
With their face toward the earth.
Right, your face toward the earth would mean your head will, you know, you don't have to put your head, your face on the ground. Like, you don't gotta, but you know, you gotta bow. It's just saying with your head down.
Right.
Right, that's all I'm saying, read.
And lick up the dust of thy feet.
Now, I'm not gonna have you lick our shoes. You know, I'm not gonna have you do that, right? But if you would, you know, you can either kiss the shoe or kind of just, you know, get close to it, however you want to do it. But, you know, that would show a very mighty act of, you know, gratitude, sincerity, and sorrowfulness. You know, and like I said, we're not forcing nobody. We have a good conversation. You know, it's a, you know, that would be a very mighty act for you on the behalf of you know, the masses of, you know, the Europeans, Germans, Italians, so on and so forth. That would be a mighty act.
I'll do it.
Right, all praise, right? So, with that being said, right, that's a mighty act. Right, like I said, and you know, like a lot of our forefathers, right, they was forced to, you know, do it. We didn't force you to do it, right? Can't nobody say we forced you. You did it willingly, and that's a mighty act, you know. So, you know, with that being said, and your genuineness and your respect, you know, in the kingdom, if I make it, you know, because it's a if. I don't know, you know. It's all up to the, you know, to the power. You know, but if I make it, you know, and I see you, you know, hey, I got you. All right, I got you, Benedict. Right? Isaiah 14:1. Right?
Isaiah.
I'm gonna have you working with. I'm gonna have you with another.
Jack.
Yeah, Jack. His name is Jack. Good guy, real good guy, real good guy. You know, y'all can do y'all thing, man. Y'all can. I'm gonna have y'all over the rest of the people. You know, I'm gonna have y'all running the people. You know, if I make it, I don't want Atazar. You know, but let's read this.
Isaiah.
And if you got any questions, you can ask, or if I don't know if you probably got a clue or not, but right, read on.
Chapter 14 and verse 1.
Bring it out.
For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel.
The Lord, the power is going to choose the Israelites, read.
And set them in their own land.
And the Lord is going to set us in our homeland, our rightful homeland, read.
And the strangers shall be joined with them.
Right, the strangers are anybody that's not considered an Israelite, read.
And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
Right, the other nations, they're going to cleave to us. You understand, read.
And the people shall take them,
right,
and bring them to their place.
To their what?
To their place.
So we're going to take the other nations by force. Right? Why? Because that's what happened to us, and that's justice at the end of the day. That's true, what, like, you like to call it karma. Right, read.
And the house of Israel shall possess them.
We're going to possess the other nations. We're going to possess the strangers. Read on.
In the land of the Lord.
Right?
For servants.
For what?
For servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives,
right?
Whose captives they were.
Because we were captives. We're captives right now.
Right.
But those tables, like I keep saying, they're going to turn. You know? And in that day, you want to be on the side of the Israelites in that day. You don't want to buck up, you know, you don't want to buck up and say, nah, F that, I'm not doing that, or you don't want to do that, right? Right? Because go to Isaiah 60 and 12.
Isaiah 60 and 12.
Bring it on.
For the nation.
For the what?
For the nation.
For the what?
For the nation.
Read.
And kingdom. That will not serve thee.
For the nation and the kingdom that will not serve thee. Read.
Shall perish perish.
Shall what?
Shall perish.
They're gonna get put to death. You know? And I know you don't want that to happen. I know you good. Like I said, you're a very genuine, you know, German. You know? Oh, is that what you go by? Like for a nationality?
Yeah, I mean I have a German passport. Yeah.
Okay, well I mean so we'll just say so-called white man.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
Right, so-called white man. Hey, you know, I'm pretty sure you want to fall into that category of being destroyed because, you know, you bucking up or this or that. No, you would want to be on the side, you know, of God's chosen people.
Yeah, okay.
And you will want to be like the prophecy is read in the book of Isaiah chapter 45 and 14 where it says, hey, they came falling down unto thee. It says, surely God is in thee.
Yeah.
That's how you want to be.
That's great.
You want to be like, hey, surely, hey, I know God is in y'all and I know there's nothing else. Right? And hey, you're a good servant, handmaid, you know, might get certain privileges, you know, you might get settled, you know, hey, who knows? You know, who knows? You never know. Right?
I gotta leave you guys.
All right, Benedict. Right?
Thank you very much.
All right, Benedict. Right? Don't forget. All right, don't forget. Okay? It's a mighty act you did. Right? And I'm gonna remember you, Lord willing. Okay? But you gotta. I'm gonna tell you the same thing I told Jack. You gotta be a messenger for your people, and let them know. The atrocities that have happened unto us and how that was wrong. Because you know some things, right? You know about you talked about the
monasteries.
Yeah, the monasteries. You know, so you gotta let the people know, hey, karma is gonna come back. Like you said earlier, you was like, it just ain't came yet.
Yeah.
You know, so you gotta let that be known and be a messenger to your people for that. Right?
With ship!
With what?
With ship!
With what?
With ship!
How did we get to America? On ships, right? So did everybody on the earth go into slavery on ships? Who went into slavery on ships, brother? That's right.
Crazy.
You for yourself know perfectly that the day of the Lord is coming as a thief in the night. What? As a thief in the night.
Right. The Lord is gonna come as a thief in the night, man. Nobody knows when the Lord is gonna come back. Right. Nobody knows.
This the book of wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7 and verse 24. For wisdom is more moving than any motion. For wisdom is more moving than any motion.
Right? The wisdom of the Lord, man, right? And the wisdom of life is more moving than any motion, man, right? And that's what the Lord has given us to speak to our people, man. Right? And that thing is gonna move you more than anything, man. Right? It's gonna move you more than damn weed. Right? It's gonna move you more than that damn Hennessy bottle. Right? It's gonna sit there and move you more than damn Keisha, Letitia, right? And all these damn heathenistic women, man.
Right.
Oh, you're going crazy.